Tanveer says, what is the origin or backstory of the Dravidian languages? What was the language family's relationship with the Indic languages and Sanskrit, and also the relation between its speakers? And Rohan says, what is the reason behind two language groups in India, that is Sanskrit based on and Dravidian? So once again, these are categories that have been created by foreigners. These are completely arbitrary categories they created. That fellow Bishop Caldwell studied one Southern Indian language, Tamil, and on the basis of his understanding of one language, he created an entire language family. And he placed every single Southern Indian language into that family. And that is what we have been taught as the gospel truth. So Indians just can't think beyond these binaries, beyond these categories. Now, what is the origin of these Indian languages? I think there could be, what needs to happen is that Indian linguists need to take an ab initio look at the Indian languages in a scientific manner, not influenced by all these colonial ideas. And we need to formulate new categories and new relationships based on science and logic, not based on colonial understanding and racist understanding. That's what needs to happen. As of today, there is no real research being done in linguistics in India. Linguistics is a very unscientific field anywhere in the world today. So that's what needs to happen. We are not sure what are the origins of the Indian languages. As I demonstrated, India's population is at least 70,000 years old. In one single geography, the Indian subcontinent, it's the oldest known population group in the world. And there is very little genetic input from outside. No significant genetic input from outside for at least the last 10, 15,000 years. I think it's very clear to me that India's languages are very, very old, maybe 20, 30, 50,000 years, possibly. And it could have happened that when the out of Africa migration took place, there were people in that small group who spoke multiple languages, multiple ancient languages from 75, 80,000 years ago. And these people all migrated to India, and that was the original founder zone. And these ancient, very ancient languages they spoke became the seeds of the languages that you have today in the world, including in India. And it's clear that Tamil is very different from Sanskrit to some extent. It also has a lot of Sanskrit words in it, and so on. So it's a very ancient and complicated matter. We need to try and trace back the roots of India's numerous languages. Now, people in Tamil Nadu say that the Tamil is the oldest language in India, etc. Actually, there seems to be evidence that Telugu is even older than Tamil. So we need to stop making this a competition. I have the strong feeling that whether it is the Sanskrit language and its derived and its descendant languages, whether it is the various Southern Indian, Eastern Indian languages, they could actually originate from an out of Africa migration that happened 75, 80,000 years ago. So we need to find ways of tracing that back. And that needs dedicated long-term scientific study and an ab initio linguistic look into India's languages. It needs to be driven by Indian researchers, young researchers, not old people. Old people have old ideas. Get rid of them. Get rid of these old ideas, not the people. So these old ideas are all colonial ideas. We need to take a fresh look at this. And the best way to do it is with young researchers, people who are just out of college or university, who know the fundamentals of linguistics, who also know the fundamentals of computer science and all that, and other sciences. And we need to start applying these fundamentals in a new look at India's language groups. So that's what needs to happen. As of today, we don't have the answers to these questions. Nobody has the answers to the questions. Of course, the Aryan invasion migration theorists say that they have all the answers, but they are liars. They are lying.